Yeah, no. Na go roga bekiyo. Erga do chanya na mi bir chele jijenya na rafeja ga bra ground ni. Ah, do me be mi go traveling go ko welela. Ishmael yo, mishaga yo. And then in the middle of a game, a game, and a goal, and I was goalkeeper. And my younger brother was also goalkeeper on the opposite side. A different, there's a club one. So you a local club here, young member of my real goalkeeper. Imagine the goalkeeper. Hey, speaking of power, I know dynamics. I know alleged doctor to me and I.
Yes. That guy is deserved.
It was my drama. All the recording sessions in studio, it was my drama there.
Yeah.
A lot
and
of
how
them.
do you feel when you see young people like him that you've worked with that are now flying really high?
No, it motivates me because it shows if you believe in yourself and what you're doing and you invest in your craft, you can make it. Anabele is playing for Dr. Tumi from Palabor, just from Anon Palabor. Palabor Rich. They're playing in big shows.
Anyway, good afternoon and good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Niko Mabaso, and welcome to Palavora Podcast Corner. Thank you so much for joining us even in this episode. It's good to have you watching us from wherever you are. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also comment. I suggest that, you must ask my guests whatever you want to ask in case I forget to ask them, because it's very important that you get to know them better. Anyway, let me not waste time and welcome them. I'm sitting here with a very prominent someone in the Limpopo and the rest of the world. Someone has contributed in a lot of talent, especially in Limpopo, but some of them are now international. But you'll know a lot about them. They will tell us who's this particular person if you're wondering. Let's welcome my brother.
Yes.
Ishmael Ramaleb.
Trovela.
Ndra, uriyalutsha.
Gamusara Luchiji. So I'm very appreciating to be part of this Palavora Podcast Corner.
Yes.
So it is an honor to be invited here.
Thank you so much. Today we are shooting from his place.
Yes.
Zwammino Village. He will explain what that is. You'll know. But we decided to come to his comfort zone so we can learn a thing or two from them. Anyway, Braish, look.
Yeah.
Like I always say, those that have been following our podcast would tell you that I don't like saying much about who this particular person is. I prefer tell people who you are. But a lot of people have seen you on the sound desk. Some have seen you playing instruments. I don't know if you still play.
Yes.
Some have seen you doing whatever. But maybe just a little bit briefly. Kimang Ishmo. Who's Ishmael? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Ishmael nkisimana kikungwa karamalebe. Kaubibua relela. Kubibua relela 1982. Yeah, kinna ngwana wa
1982.
Yeah. So I'm a firstborn son. Yeah, the late Paulus Ramalep. Le eniga Malefo Ramalep. So yeah, in a career wise, I'm a producer, a musician, and an entrepreneur. Yeah. I think, it's as well.
Okay. Yeah, well, I know you're a musician. A lot of people know you as a musician, and I believe you produce a lot of music. Because that's how much I know.
Sure.
But in case there's more to it than what we know,
Yeah.
we'll hear. But I know you do a lot of music. And a a lot of people that you've worked with.
Yeah.
We just decided it's important that we sit down with people that are doing, the groundwork and doing a whole lot of work to what we see as a final product. Because a lot of people are great out there, and we celebrate a lot, and we forget to celebrate people like you.
Sure. Okay.
That is why we decided to come and sit down with you, because after this, someone out there is gonna watch and learn and be inspired. It's not about exposing your weaknesses or whatsoever, but here to share your success story with us. So a young person somewhere in the village, Relela, Amudruba, or Lenyenye, or Namahale, or Ramakushan, I tweeted something and I was encouraged.
Definitely.
So tell us about your upbringing. You said you were born in Relela.
Yeah.
Tell us, how was your upbringing? I mean, I believe you're a village boy.
Very village, very rural.
Yes.
Very rural Raftan.
Yeah.
So, well, my upbringing was not nice one. Was not a nice one, especially regional background in Yellow. It was not advantage. It was not advantage. But as that young boy with a vision and ambition, having those sleepless nights, ukubona the future you, but while still young. So it was not easy because you could see what is up there, but you don't know how to to start. So since I've said I'm a musician, I was into music too much before Tomodia production. At church, I was playing keyboard. Maybe
I remember. I remember very well.
So keyboard and that made me love music more. And the funny part, my parents never supported me musically.
I can relate. I can relate.
Yeah, they just wanted that boy
about.
or a keyboard again. Give a rules then you play keyboard and go home. But you can take music and make it a career. It wasn't something that my parents anticipated or rather go from me. I was raised by farmers. My father was a hardcore farmer, even my mother. So my father wanted a farming to be installed in our brains. We were doing farming. Before and all that. So that's what my father wanted. So, but well, as parents, we'll do what the parents want us to do. So before we go to school, we go farming. We didn't have time to go play. Yeah, no. Then in the middle of a game, and now was goalkeeper. And my younger brother was also goalkeeper on the opposite side. Different. There's a club here. So you got a local club here, young women are really goalkeeper. Imagine the goalkeeper.
Jump match.
Hey, it's now on the other side. And we'll do that. We'll live in the middle of a game and go home. So because River associatedly like playing around. They wanted us in the house. So, but then you gotta go not doing music. Music, I don't have support. Until high school. That's when my father passed away. From 1. And by then, from 1. From 1
people from 1 grade 8. My viewers, some of them are young guys. From 1 grade
8.
Yes.
Yeah. For standard 6. Standard 6.
Yeah, standard 6.
Yeah. So by that time, that's when my dad passed on. So then I was, like I said, getting the first born son. And then my sister already by then, but by then. So I had to be the man of the house. Yeah. And then Tomo provider, helping my mom in the garden before I go to high school. I'll make sure I do those duties. So, but now I want to do music. This is all Gama. Mara, because it's my mother, it's my mother's thing. Let me do it. Mara, this thing I'm going to live. I remember I'm going to live it. I think it was Dueras. And then Manara raise the one. When you're music. So if the metric, well, at school be sharp. I ain't yeah, it's goloni. The computer at 3. It was me and another guy bargi kit, and then another lady bargi Shelly.
You still remember
I still remember the name. I still remember the name. The best 3. Engas J number 1 ga Juni. Enga J number 3 ga Juni. Go J number 2 ga mid. My fellow same most J number 1. Yeah, from standard from 3 until from 5. It was like that. Computer mkwano. Look at class in Zori. Shinara Zori. My top 5 go ma.
So I know what you're talking about.
So but then in my mind, I want to do music. I remember if I tricky. Hey, go just lady grab na ina go study some music. Balin register les golons za music. Waro again when? As you zo bagay zo. Music way no when. Wa pega.
Yeah, I know it didn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to her. So ish gaudar bangar. So when you learn computer, kana just had computer PC engineering. Yes, when you learn PC engineering, computer technology. Ish. Banketla career but the more is not my choice. Banketla career PC engineering damelin. But no problem. Studies PC engineering damelin salizanin. Gapasa and flying colors. Feja. Maragisa go very good job on the computer.
Music.
Music. So every day, remember I'm playing keyboard again, keyboard I'm playing music. So I remember I went to my uncle Steve, maybe you know him from Palavo. Steve Ramalep. You will have him cancel
Yes.
that is my uncle.
Okay.
So I went to my uncle Steve. Steve, I need now studio. Can you please buy me a computer? My uncle Mandagala Pentium 2.
Yes. Back in the days.
Pentium 2.
Back in the days.
Pentium 2. Yeah. Yes, clinical yeah, that thing. So by that time, before Mandagala computer, I began to got a tape deck. I began the keyboard, you program my music, got a tape deck. So I'll complete a song in the keyboard, and then I press a play, I press a record in the tape deck. And then we sing live. It is another tape deck. One mistake, I stop at reverse a cassette. Yeah, like that. Get charge 5 rand per song. 5 rand per song.
This is when? Do you remember the year?
Because sound technology in 2005. I think that is 2000. 1999 around there, around 2000, 2001. Yeah, I think that's then. Because Skulun sound really 2005, yeah. So the millennium 2001. Yeah, because that is before Gio studies. It's our tape deck. We get a quarter the million. So get a tape deck. I'm only 5 rand a track. People will come. Like that. So until my uncle bought me a computer. Remember, I computer knowledge Kenya. But I'm boosting
There's help.
So I was able to be able to operate a computer at tomorrow record. So, but we recorded because you needed a software record. Then how do I record these things? I don't know how to record. So by that time there was a studio in Zanini Vargesa Lawrence and Dove. And another guy, the engineer, Derek. Most musicians don't know the guy, but Derek, Masoj. Neli engineer, Lorika Studio Sazanin. And then when the studios are Tinet, the red Tinet Taban, which was then run by the younger brother Foster Tinet. So the engineer Naverga Foster Tinet, get out Rush. On Facebook we call him Rush Mesh or something. Or just Sheo. That was the guy who was an engineer, for Statinet. So I would go to Egilis Colony after school. I'll go to Lawrence Studio in town. Derek. Derek could show me how to record. The software where you get cakewalk. Cakewalk. Yeah. That's the software that we were recording by Shumisagwa. Lawrence Lee. No. Lawrence Nashimisha Cubase. Cubase STF ST4 and 3. K Koke be for Statinet. Yeah. So Cubase even buys his because we say gushi like what drobon until you go ban this guy na engineer am a foster tinet because foster one that boy foster nanyaga someone who can play some keyboard. That's when I went to the studio. I met that guy. So that guy was busy recording. So software cakewalk. So that boy or engineer I don't know how I play the keyboard. So Atomo on scheme. I did recordings. Ishmo don't you understand? So keep like studio sa first at net because I can walk related to Tabani as cool. I could go by foot. Gear studio satinet and then we'll do music. Mutagola rather the way I play. You know, would look behind the computer, press a record and all that. Nagargia war. I want to get a record. So in Ndala it was like that. Studio, San Lorenzo, Lisa, Tinet. It goes like that. Until up until Foster Adok the engineer.
Okay.
With the engineer.
Yes.
So that guy and was very, very busy project JJ. And the artist wanted his master. And Mtagola, I don't know about around what happened.
I know. We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy, I'm not going to the studio. So that guy, I'm phone Today's got the studio. I'm not going to the studio. And that guy and the artist who music one. So that guy that I'm phone Ishmo's got the studio. Now challenge so I won't be there in the studio. So until the old guy, although phone land na bia, but Ishmo got up like studio. Go don't change music or for artists. And now already that boy already called me.
Yeah.
Alia chaya was gamo.
Hey.
So now get your phone I'm phone abe about phone them a cool. What get the couple music? We're not in Kiyama Kuara in the studio, and now I know you're my friend, and I don't want to break the relationship.
You don't want to look like a sellout.
No, I don't want to look like a sellout. When I multiplex gather, even though you don't tell me what's happening, but Makua what get the couple music artist when you're music. So that's when artist out here I have an open moon. My friend, you know what? I don't have a problem. Chibulo over truth. But as long as Nangas Daga fits some merugola, when I know if the audience of the Dokonaolia, over artist Joe. If you flop with the flop Mariono, so that boy, I'm pa permission. That's when I went to the studio. Nagia producer go get to clear musical Makua Shakaja, Kamuku producer alone. I can never be jumped to go away. Away at the Agwella Merek. Yeah, we're going to out here. Bimgania be a we just very gun. Well, out here, I'm telling you, I've been like a studio, I'm talking on Bija, the not. So that's when out here, I'm going about Fed and about here and about Zama Abuela's show. So, but fortunately, because regular approach I was and logo lamfanar, no, I don't have a problem. You can carry on. Nanga subway mo. I'll go home. But you can carry on. That's when I started working more for Started Studio. And then that guy, even today, Limo Facebook I'm tagger. I still respect that guy because he's the only guy who taught me how to produce a computer.
Wow.
A recorder a computer. And I was very jealous because I guess something I could take a phone. How do I export the song? How do I arrange? How do I change tempo? How do I pitch? How do I put equalizer? I can find information telephonically. And then I'll be able to mix the project. I still respect that guy even today. Because of that, I have a jealous. If there was something, I was jealous of sharing information. And because was selfish, that's a selfish mentality. So since that day, that's why I learned yeah,
that's true.
That's the way it is. That's how I've learned.
I mean, it's been years after you worked with them, but you still celebrate him.
Yes, even today, I still celebrate him. Like I post something, I still tag. This is the man. So that was the relationship with that guy. The same thing with Derek, the engineer, Lawrence and Love. That guy would be with me. I remember remember by that time kina Pentium 2 ga high. I'm recording ga high. Again, a studio. It's like a bedroom studio. I think I'll send you pictures like poster on.
Yeah, so people can see what
you'll see the
about.
pictures on the podcast. So I had that bedroom studio in the house. Ka Pentium 2. You'll see it. You look at a picture. A picture on.
Yeah.
So that is me. You studio in my bedroom. You look at a 2-room. So get British t-shirt black. You can see a British t-shirt black. Le muriro mwa I cut ya nengwe eskele nyana.
Yeah. But not going
on. So I would be producing there until Derek would come to visit me Gondon. Ishmo, I've heard of Manauli music right gamu tone gamu. You must come and Uberga studio Ubelo Drobon. I know. I guess give a read. So that's when I got my then girlfriend got my then girlfriend's younger brother saw a advert on a Daily Sun newspaper. Yeah, or only learnership, opening a learnership for sound technology, sound engineering. So we can apply and then for that learnership. It was the only you wanted that thing got Tuesday. Gas CV ga senda ga Wednesday. Email ga Wednesday. They called me ga Thursday.
Okay.
What that even?
Get it.
You command that
Monday,
document ga Tuesday.
ga
submit ga Wednesday.
Thursday.
Phone ga Thursday. But you are shortlisted in the interview ga Monday. We get that. Hey. It was a shock. It was a shock.
And that's your very first interview?
That was my very first interview. Where you are shortlisted. So Mugai, the school was in Kensington, Johannesburg. Okay, I had money to go to Joburg. And then I called my brother, Pastor Lifira Maleb. I need to go to a place where Kensington. Do you know anyone around there? I need to go early. I was scouted the venue before. So my brother, I know I've got a pastor friend in Joburg, Ula Malvin. So I'm gonna call him. You're gonna go and sleep more, and then then I left on Saturday. Joburg after I go that pastor. It was in a mission house. Then Sunday, I took a walk to the school. Until the school is a walking distance from where the pastor was staying. Remember, just the coincidence. It was a walking distance. After this is the school. It was on a Sunday. Then I went back to the room. Monday morning, I walked to the school. I was the only one from Limpopo. But shortlist 40. No. Shortlist 80. Banyaga 40. Divided 20 about sound technology. 20 audio za music, za piano. When all the students join piano lessons, the sound technology. We had to choose on your learnership or your production now. So we were 8, and I was the only guy from Limpopo. So I give it a go. And I was very formal. The musicians just you back it's a very marukuli jini jau paroa the shorty. When I was like, I overdressed.
Yeah.
The musicians don't dress like that in Jozi. They dress so much casual, recklessly. Jini jau paroa like just like that. And then I was a performer. So long nose. So I went there. I gave to make the story short. I was the third one to go to the interview. My interview. How much more 30 minutes? Or will you 20 minutes? I was counting up. Yeah. We did 20 minutes. It was the CEO, the owner of the school, the lecturer debate. We can see you are familiar with a lot of stuff. I see very it's a very software jail. For style,
you know them.
You know them. I know them.
You've learned. It doesn't matter where you learned them from. You know them.
I know them.
Yes.
I know production.
Yes.
CV
colorful.
Colorful. So ugas borea namuna. That's the owner who called me. Asked me that question. Ugas borea namuna. What do you mean ugas bore? Because when you look at your CV, the softwares that you know is the ones that you're gonna study here. So it's something that you know. Karno. Ugas bore because I don't have qualifications. Actually, I'm here to come and learn more, to enhance what I know, qualifications, and then production with qualifications. I believe that guy come back got 10 January.
Come already? Oh,
already I got hired on the interview.
Wow.
But it was around November interview. Very our Christmas I was we got 10 January. Yeah, get Christmas out there.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Even those that didn't believe in you.
So the production in Kidia from November until December.
I can imagine.
So
yeah.
Produce. 9 January I was in Joburg. Same house.
Okay.
My brother's friend. That guy didn't charge me everything. So I was there in Joburg. When I went to study, in my mind was I'm going to get qualifications and come back home.
You've always had that.
I always had that. By then, like I didn't want any distractions. No. I wanted qualifications and go home. I was going to school, back to my room, to school, to in town or grocery, and then I went back. Just that was the explore Sun City, Sun guy. I never had that time. My focus was studying. So, like I said, the lectures started liking me because I was so before the students. Remember, experience. So, if I go practical, I would help the lecture to teach the students.
Interesting.
A lecturer after Ishmo, come and carry on. But to say 1, 2, 3. But to say more export a file more. But to arrange a music. So the lecture was utilizing studios scholar or the production this session jali musician record after Manjua. The lecture would say Ishmo's Gazama today, you don't to say recorder in a session Manjua. No. Experience. But you
have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I have nothing to lose. If I would stay there until 9 o'clock every single assistant engineer Tagore. So if you a subject changing, Nagabili Giza practically on. Ever ruder theory, Nagiza practically beforehand. So look graduated before everyone.
Okay. How long was it?
It was a 1-year course.
Okay.
Graduate, knows.
Listen, Limpopo.
Was that why? Only your graduate, never feel like course Ice Age. One move Katunia Ice Age. Asa Jordan, it's in a Katunia, but if I Katunia, but if a 15 minutes clip on, it's now audio, in the picture. So what you're going to put audio in this cartoon? It's a 15 minutes clip. But no, but when I was worried, a month. That 15 minutes. Or that 15 minutes, they knew you 30 days. Because what feel that deadline. You do those effects. If it's a cartoon, I did that thing in 3 weeks. I fetch. So in fact 2 weeks. Yeah, because Gisalas colony. Pentium 2 so I'll do that thing. USB continue moon. 2 weeks I give a ditch. But so 1 hour for the work that come with me.
Let's allow him to graduate. And you came back home.
Yeah, and I came back. I went to school, it's already back. The same day of graduation, it's already back.
Oh,
The bag.
you are very focused. You want to go back home.
Yeah, it's already back. Go.
Traveling. Luggage. Kuro, you don't want a mistake where someone might even offer you a job.
No, even speaking of the job, there was that opportunity. I remember during practicals, there was a SABC, SABC, Park. So there was this company, 2010, South Africa we celebrated 10 years of freedom. 2010. The celebration here, 10 years of freedom.
2004.
2004. Is it 2004? Yes. Although the celebrate. No. Although the celebration we Cape Town. Is it Cape Town or Durban? You celebrated 10 years of freedom. When was that?
I'm thinking, I suspect if it's 10 years, I got freedom really 94.
94.
So that means then 10 years, 2004.
2004. Yeah. But there was an event, money we do, you celebrate just to do with the celebration, freedom. So the company that was appointed to do production of that festival, intense. So on my school, I was the selected one. And eventually, I think we over Cape Town or Durban somewhere. So that company, I was the chosen one. But if I for more little daje, la join a crew do verga ulia festival. Formula got that.
What I Cape Town?
Nagiri vonji, gonna bagi, go absorbed. Go uzo my good doggy life
Cape Town.
Josie. Remember I wanted to come and open a studio more. So I didn't want attachment. So I wanted to just come back and open a studio. Then that's when I didn't fill up the form.
Why did you want to come back and work from home? What was
okay? The reason why I wanted to produce more. Remember I told you more it was only those two production companies that I mentioned. And the other one, is active. Is busy. And with the style, say, this as a production, producer quality, producer. I felt I can just bring something different, produce something quality different, and compared to what people are producing at that time, I can be someone unique. With qualifications, of course. This killing school of fees.
And the gift, of course.
So I just wanted to have my company here more high. Produce because by that time, but the company record. They had to go to Johannesburg. If they need to produce. And people believed in that working out producer quality, you need to go to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And I wanted to cut that part. That was the reason I go produce some. Then I came back. Tomorrow recorded 125 a track.
125
yes, Anka 5 rand.
Yes.
I mean, qualification.
Yeah, makes sense. yeah.
Why what? So I then started charging until Derek came to my studio. It was a bedroom studio. Derek said, Ishmo, you are doing good. I've heard your music. I see people coming by the produce. But you are in a wrong place. With the skill that you're producing, let me take a risk. That's when I went to start my studio in town. 2007.
So when you started doing production on your own, before you could learn it or before you could do it professionally, what type of music were you producing?
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I was producing everything, but I was more good at gospel. Remember my background
because of
gospel.
Okay.
Gospel and jazz were my main. Reggae. I was so powerful, gospel, jazz, and reggae. Because I improve at the house, disco. Because a lot of musicians I never believe into disco. So I rooted disco, but I was excellent.
Gospel.
Because I think most of the production we produced it was gospel and disco. It was mostly those kind of music. Most music is gospel and disco.
Do you perhaps have one artist that is still, singing or today, or that is doing well? Let me just say who's still singing that you can mention that you produced before 2010?
Okay, regularly Janisto was one of the artists who were producer. Some of them they let go, man. Dr. T. I don't know if you know them. Dr. T. The house. Janisto. CK uba clear beat, but I don't masterel. But the CK and Janisto would come there, a producer, and Janisto gonna produce. Mara CK would make beat, and then at the amparo, and then guy polish, and then I'm producer the CD. So I think those were the ones who got push in terms of recognition. With the gospel musicians, you regular Endimasi. If you know Endimasi,
Yes.
I've produced Endimasi. And then I
remember them.
Yeah, there's Basambil Mara because Gimamurudu know she sickness Lagar. So those were the artists that I was also producing by then. And then gospel. So but Basambil was my top artist in gospel.
Okay.
Yeah. Then a lot of guys they didn't get famous like others like that. But I've produced a lot of musicians, but in terms of fame, so those were my production dear. So after that, the company at more manufacturer CD CDs very clear Jubek, and I started manufacturing them. And that I think that's why I started making money.
Wow.
In manufacturing CDs than you record.
Wow.
People will record other studios and come by deal CDs. That's why I made a lot of money in making CDs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then would print go CDT. This was the company like CDT. Really Jobek would print some there, some would print him. I really find the quality. If you want artists code they all know nanyana would send them to CDT.
It depends. Budget. If the budget is fat, you'll get a fat quality.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Pastor Lungi. Yeah, you know Pastor
Yes,
Lungi.
very well.
Pastor Lungi.
Yeah,
Pastor Lungi. That song Jesu was composed in my studio.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, the story of Pastor Lungi, it's so long. But unfortunately, what I mentioned earlier, live shows. Yeah, Pastor Lungi was also produced by. There was before Pastor Lungi, there was the group called Bafana Bamoya, Limpopo's Finest. They called them Limpopo's Finest. It was a group of 4 guys, friends. So they started that group. Then until Lungi then started to do a solo career. So those boys were produced by me. And then that's where Lungi came, Adia Soul.
Look, this is very inspiring. You've always, from the onset, back when you were young, you knew what you wanted. And you went straight for it. And you did whatever it takes to make sure you this is very encouraging.
Yeah.
It's very encouraging. But to get where you are, what is the biggest challenge that you think you can never forget about it up until to get to where you are? Let's say from being young until today.
Music wise?
Yeah, in your career generally.
The biggest challenge I would say, in music wise, the biggest challenge was distribution. I would produce good music, but it wouldn't go international because of lack of distribution opportunities. Because most of the musicians were overlooked. Their music was overlooked and all that. That was the biggest challenge that we faced. I would produce hits. I will play them on radio, Tobel FM, but it will end there. But in terms of distribution overseas and all that, that was the challenge that we were facing. Most musicians, they were facing. And for them to end up validly distributed, they have to go and be signed by the company that you back. You know the stories that are happening now. Everyone is complaining. So they had to crucify themselves and go there. So that was the biggest challenge that we were facing in the industry. But in terms of local market, we'll do shows, we'll do road shows, we'll do tours, and then we'll make money. But our market was limited because of that. Yeah. So for you to be distributed overseas, and it was before we and most of us were not even familiar with online distributions until now there is this thing we can even do them ourselves. By that time we didn't have an idea of how to do online distributions, but now everyone
information it's all over.
Yeah, so that was the challenge. But now I know you record today, it's on Spotify.
No,
It's
I don't even need to use a guy record label.
So that is what is happening now. Technology truth. Yeah, I think that journey, yeah, it took me, the music journey is like that. So I started like I said, investing in equipment. Garaga sound. I was a DJ.
A DJ. Rumor says you used to work in a radio station.
Oh yes, it's a good rumor.
About, yeah,
it's a good rumor.
It is, of course. Tell us about your journey there. How did it start?
Yeah, after coming back to after Willow Studies, I was recruited by the radio station Seco FM. They needed a technician and a sound engineer, because it was because of I was producing another guy Gugum Gwazen. If you know Gugum Gwazen, who used to work for Travel FM, that was also my artist, gospel.
Okay, you've been working. You've been working.
Yeah, Gugum Gwazen, he used to be a presenter go Travel FM. So was my artist, was doing gospel as well. So Ugwas Koses, there is this radio station Yagula and Ugwas Koses. I said, no, just that technology. There's this boy I know from Zanin. Though they were technical, because they wanted to open that radio station. Then they recruited me to go and be a technician there. So until Ushota presenter jazz.
Okay.
Because musicians didn't do jazz first time. And then I was good with piano and producing jazz. Because there a lot of jazz music. So I said, no, I'm paying slots to present. I'm alone.
Yeah.
This one is jail.
Yeah.
I get the present. I get the Nakadoro Nakamale Kumra Bolis Lemale for Elizabeth. I was the only presenter I could wait. Scoses. Scoses, I presenter Severo, their home language is Severo. Gis language, so presenters. So I was the first presenter I could jazz.
Wow.
Yeah. Ishmo the producer.
Yeah.
I could present jazz. Until now, then, Wabula radio station as an in GTFM. Amafula Maraloga, Amafula Madrala, Green. So
you're in demand.
They recruited me as well. And I got check a distance. Good money, good cow. Then I go garage. So all the jingles, just Seco FM, I was also producing. When produce again, GTFM.
Okay.
All the radio jingles, GTFM was also produced by me. You are listening to what? So I was good with those ones.
So you do voiceover as well?
Yes, voiceovers, jingles, adverts. I was good with those. That's where I was making money. Because all the companies have all their advert. Then there's the radio station will then send the script. I get a voiceover, radio. I send that invoice.
Yeah, that's how it
goes. So that's when I was with GTFM as well. I was a jazz presenter until Kitoba programs manager.
Okay.
Yes.
You are big. You've been, but I like the journey. You started from nothing, from the beginning. You got Pentium 2 year.
Ish. Hey guy.
You must archive it. You can't lose it, man. You can't.
But I'm sure body on. No, body on I have the body case.
You must put it somewhere.
The screen. So I was a programs manager at GTFM until now. Remember, I was having Ishmo records in town, and then I was investing in our equipment, it was sound. And then now the studio was becoming small because we get store sound. I need a bigger space. And then Karagastene and one meter. Gaya the bigger studio, got storage, got sound stage.
That's where you're currently working from.
That's where my offices are. And then I got the office jailer. I moved my stuff. I'm a producer from Ngomit to accept Butler. Yeah. So that's where my offices are.
That's a good move. So now I've seen you doing a lot of events where you're doing sound and lights. So lights came by because you've been doing sound.
Yeah. Through the journey production, especially events, locally around Zanin, because locally I'm given around Zanin.
Yes.
There were no companies that supplied lighting. It was the only the white friend that I knew, the late Ferdi. So it's the guy that introduced lighting to me. And then every time I get a sound, every time I light, I'll call him Adandela lighting, like that. So the friendship was like that. But he was getting older. And he said, "No, Ishmo, man, you must buy these things. You must buy these things. In fact, I'm buying new lights. Take these ones." And then you'd sell me his second-hand lights, and then and software mixer lighting. And then I saw and then if then I'll buy new. But at least it's from what he has. Then he taught me lighting. So that's when I started investing as well into lighting. And then cover event lighting like that until he passed away.
Okay.
So then that's when I started. And then fortunately familiar, which was too close to me, and then I bought most of the stuff.
Now tell me, just out of curiosity, your life, your journey in your career, the people that contributed from the beginning, starting from production. Okay, I'll say from music, which was playing a keyboard, that is church.
Sure.
And then we go to production. There are people that contributed both studios, and you also learned radio from the radio stations that you've worked with.
Sure.
And then we come again to lighting. There's that gentleman that you are mentioning now who taught you light. Yes. We're now currently, do you have products that you've produced that are into production or sound?
Yes. I've got crew members. I've got guys now that are starting to branch up to opening their own companies. And also into engineering, I've got guys that I trained to be engineers in the studio. Now they're opening their own companies, and even today we're still working together. For the likes of Joshua Poss. Joshua Poss was my sound engineer, Go Studio. And then now he's investing in sound, and then he's now branching as a company out produce audio sound. So when I look at him, I see my mini me there. And then now I've got an engineer who's working in the studio, Barakatlo Makopa. He's a pianist, more grouping at the Living Rock. He's into music. He's now an engineer in my studio. You understand? And he's a director now at the group called the Living Rock. So I see, the plowing back, Ruta, mentor. I've got a lot of people that I've mentored when it comes to music and other things as well. So I've got people that I can point at. Hey, I've got this boy. I call it. There's this boy is a drummer. His name is Enoch Maruta. So this boy came to me. That boy always reminded me of me.
Really?
Yeah. He came to me at a time. Now I want to do music. I want to do engineering. And when I look at you, I see someone who can mentor me. Can I come and stay with you now?
Wow. Stay with you?
Stay with you.
Not work with you?
No.
Yeah, he wants to move in. He wants to be your son.
Yes, I want you to be my father. I want you. That boy in my studio. There was a bedroom. I'm a bedroom here. That boy now owns a company production in Joburg.
Wow.
I remember he called me last month. At timer.
Wow. This is amazing.
I'm telling you. And I believe he's got a big studio in Joburg. Enoch Maruta. He's a drama. Yeah. That boy would wake up 2:00 in the morning. I would hear drums in the studio. In the studio in the middle of the night until morning. Arias. And then today is a professional drummer. I remember the first live show, Udlala live in front of people, ka live recording. It was a live recording ya Soli Malemacha. Achuile for the first time.
No.
Hey, there's a drama ya Palabra man. No, not deserve me. This Rich. Yeah, he was mentored by Rich as well. So I was supposed to be recording with Rich. Rich then I Josie. And then Nagoya years I mad. Then that's when I called
Your son.
I brought my son. Mo wadzana mrat.
Yeah.
Mwana go wadzana mo. Rich ujubek again. Mo wadzana. Udowa rudar goshich. So you always had that fear of Rich.
Oh,
Rich,
yeah.
you understand?
Yeah.
And on the live recording, Rich was there.
Is it?
Yeah. You are playing in front of Rich. He was nervous. But he killed that live recording.
You know what? I'm glad you brought issue Rich and that young man. I'm glad you brought it up because I personally believe that we've got so much talent.
Big one.
In Limpopo. Just to mention a few, there are young people that you've worked with.
Yeah.
Both Zanini, Gianni, and Palabor.
Speaking of Palabor, I know dynamics. I know alleged Dr. Tumi and I.
Yes. That guy is deserve.
It was my drama. All the recording sessions in studio was my drama there.
Yeah.
A lot
and
of
how
them.
do you feel when you see young people like him that you've worked with that are now flying really high?
No, it motivates me because it shows if you believe in yourself and what you're doing and you invest in your craft, you can make it. Anabele is playing for Dr. Tumi from Palabor, just from Anam Palabor. Palabor Rich. They're playing in big shows. Enoch Maruta has got a studio there. So if you believe in your craft and invest knowledge, Job Tag, you know Job.
Yes, very well.
Job Tag.
Yes.
Job Tag was a keyboardist, was a sessionist in my studio. What's her name? And he produces Udlala Judith Puma.
Big people.
Who producer Dr. Tumi. Job Tag came into my hands.
That's good, eh?
Yeah. Job Tago Adwa Habani Aidagwa Studio Sazanin. Zanin. Would come there. He was good guy piano. He's good. Not
Very
he
good.
was. He was good.
Very
He's good. Yeah. Would come there, Adlala piano. Adlala go explore. Mr. Kinishwambo. Job Tago. Now he's a producer, Dr. Tu. Yeah.
No, man. That is why, remember at the beginning of our chill, I said, people like you, we believe that are not celebrated enough and they don't get a chance. Because a lot of people do not know, they see your works, but they don't really know where you come from. When you have a journey, you have a story to tell. You began from nothing. Kapentam 2. and today when we see you, using heavy stuff and thinking, no, maybe this gentleman was probably sponsored or funding from not knowing already. You started from really nothing up until to where you are today.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to young people that are aspiring to be musicians or whatever it is they want to be in life? What do you please tell them just straight to the camera? How best can you just say whatever that comes to your mind to say?
Now what I can tell you, whoever is watching this podcast, now I'm a living proof in whatever I'm saying. And just for information, I've never worked for, I don't know, again, 7 to 5 or 9 to 5. I don't know 9 to 5. I've never went. And I started my own company. I did research how to manage business, how to manage finances and all that. Well, it's strategy accounting school. So, but if you invest your knowledge in what you want, stay focused on what you want. Only one thing that you like, that you know you are good at. Invest your knowledge in that one thing, and then invest on that one thing. Once you generate a challenge, then you can branch and have another source of income. But focus on that one thing. I always tell people, because most people banyaga quick cash. Banyaga because it's trending, I can also do it but everyone is doing that business. Because it's trending now, I can do it and then I'll get your challenge. Can't you know? Because you are not born for that, then it collapses. And I also always tell people, diploma yao, or degree yao, or master's yao, wasala way one. What is it that you can do without your degree, without your honors, without your masters. I'm talking about that God-given talent. That is the one that okay kumene merego usonyo shumise yon. I'll tell a lot of people onokuzo university ga degree ya IT over ya psychology. Ukono liye an kono lo mirir. Pero wanor sadu no bros. Sadu no saloon.
It's possible.
Sadu no saloon mara you okay yellow graduation okay school kayon. So that one thing you must invest in that one thing. So if you do that, why invest in that one thing? Why if knowledge? Why invest in chele? Those gacha about equipment, equipment.
Proper equipment.
Proper equipment. Yeah.
Proper equipment.
Proper equipment. When speaking of equipment, you see the cameras that are watching me.
Of course.
The guy that taught me filming is the guy that is touching me now.
Yes.
I'm not ashamed.
Yeah. No.
These are the only two guys, and guess where they come from? Palaworo.
Yeah.
Musa Mailula and Renias Sequel.
Yeah.
They're the two guys that taught me filming. Guess I should share 7D.
Yeah.
7D. No, 750. 750D. Yeah.
No, we appreciate them.
Renias Mailula. Renias Musa Mailula. They are the two guys that taught me filming.
Yeah.
So my company now is filming, sound, lighting, stages. Today, if you are getting big live recording, Renias is there.
Photo flare.
Photo
No, man, this is important. We thank you. Photo flare is doing a great job.
Sure.
They're amazing. You must check them on Instagram, on Facebook. They're doing marvelous work. For your events, you can call them. They'll
cover
assist.
that.
Yeah,
100%.
No, this is I'm inspired, and I'm sure someone that is watching here is also inspired. Tell us about, tell me about what was the biggest show that you have ever done with your sound, be it sound and stage and lights or whatever, if you remember. In terms of numbers, let's talk numbers, or the biggest show. Nearly so much numbers. If you remember, nearly guy.
Numbers. Okay, there's this annual event that is happening even now. It's in Mpumalanga. It's called Mkunya's Come Alive. I've been with them. I think this is the 5th year. I think last year's show.
Yes.
Yeah. I think to me, these crowds, they were a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know in numbers because I didn't go and inquire how many tickets you sold. But it's the Kunya's Come Alive. They do every birthday young. They will look at the iron. Every 27th of April, which is my birthday, they do that festival. I think to me, that's why maybe I'm connected to that festival. Freedom Day is my birthday. So every year they do that annual festival. I think to me, it's big.
It's a stadium.
Yeah, they go to an open field. They don't use a stadium. It's just an open field outdoor. And then we do a setup stage, so then lighting and sound. And then the whole community and the whole Patron Pumalanga will go there. I think that's the one. And what else did I do here? Around, I'm trying to think. I've never done Mapungubi. Mapungubi I do at launch. With the launches, but I've never, maybe one day.
You've never done the main, you haven't done the main event.
The main events, I haven't done main events, yes. Mapungubi and Marula, I haven't done main events yet.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I'll do them.
You will. Why not?
I haven't done them. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the one I haven't done them. But I'm doing corporate as well. Corporate events. And roadshow. Yeah, so I'm doing that. And now I've started a new business. I don't know if
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But let's so you do a lot of outdoors.
Yeah, I do outdoors and indoors. And with the skills how engineer, since give my own client base, it's continuous.
Yes.
And to get in my industry, provide a quality service.
Yes.
And then you'll have your regular client. And it's most of the annual festivals that I do are the people that you've been with. And I already know I've got my investors every year.
So and so will call me.
I already know Freedom Day. My kunyas come alive. I already know that season is so. June 16, I've got 27, 24, September. I've got my clients. 24, every December. I know originally Bulobedu what ya mom group. So I've got those kind of things. So if you provide quality service, customer are happy, and already you are creating yourself your lifetime investment, so you'll never go hungry.
Tell me, who is your favorite sound engineer in the world?
Not the only favorite engineer is the person that mentors me. The one that mentors me is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been mentored by Martin Munyipa.
I know him very well.
There's this picture I want you to put.
Yes.
It was a live recording. Go Explore. We were still using analog mixers. We did what we called a split desk. We were mixing front of house, mixer me. Yeah. So the picture, I think, nearly one. So Martin Munyipa has mentored me into mix sound engineering.
Okay.
So I still
you still honor him.
I still honor him. Now I don't celebrate people, but
you've never
impacted me. Yeah, they impacted my life. No matter, I know there are great engineers out there, but the only person that will share information, yamberegela, limuger go la asebe jealous. And so it's never to go. Oko la mutum atuma ba jealous. Aramfani velo somo ya chele reveli. Oko consulta o docha doch. So that is wrong. Mentally to wrong. So Martin, to me,
you still honor him.
Yeah. Even today I'm phone mkozi ginya warega speaker mkozi wanaonya warega flow how cheap man regan pray we mkozi dile mjubeka uden so udemogo wanch. I still honor that. So to me, Martin, big up my friend.
Yeah. No, that's good news. There you've said a lot of things about the people you've worked with, the people you've raised.
Yeah.
You mentioned deserve.
Yes.
Hey, hey, I know. And other people that you've worked with that you haven't mentioned, there are a lot.
Yeah, a lot
but I know there are a lot of people you've worked with. Let's go to the other side of your business. This is a nice place. Tell us about Zino Village. What is it about?
Okay. As I've mentioned, you invest in when you've got a business, invest in that business. You can then try to have your side, not a side hustle.
Yes.
Have your another stream of income. I've got my other side hustles. I've got another brand, Respect. It's a clothing brand. It's a side hustle. Bolt, side hustles. So until I said no, let me have another business. It will sustain me and my family for a long time. But that was after COVID. COVID
Hey, tell me about it. Hey,
COVID
hey.
Yeah. Hey, so you know the feeling.
Of course, I do.
Yeah. COVID usually level store room so. Sound that the storage mafima odwa magin ma talk with speaker ma boogies. Yeah, for that season. About 50 people. Who's gonna hire that big sound for 50 people? Sound huge. So that's why I learned you need another income. You need another income. So then I said, no, let me do another business that will generate another income. In my mind, we're getting quotas. So I went to Stenagamu site Market Plus. And then I bought this one here, even more. So getting all the quotas. So I had this block. So I had this block until I visited my other friend Solima Lemach. Now I celebrate people who impact me. I have no doubt. I could just try to see. I visited my friend because site at so it was like because the quarters I know ginali quarters mara ginali guest house in the chalet. or lodging and chelete Buddha the quarters. And I know the quarters na chelete Jonah. And every business has advantage about disadvantage.
Yes.
But when we look at the guest house and the quarters or whatever cottages, whatever, the disadvantage on when we discuss about that time, everyone compare. The tenants, the senior property and all those things. There's a lot of, you know, about on time, there's a lot of talking. So because we are starting, let's not start with a lot of problems, travel like about. Let's invest into lodge. So again, lodge. And he said that, I'm Bonchar, do you see my place? You remember how it started? He told me one room, and I believe it's big. I don't know how many rooms he has now. He's making a lot of money. So he said, no, my friend, just do this. Pero sure, don't worry, I'll come and help you. And then he mentored me into starting guest house. And then that's when I started investing into this guest house, Kaidira. And then when it comes to the name, Zwammino Village, since I'm the musical person, and I needed a name that will also not throw away my music attachment. This place, it's a bigger, this Zwammino Village is a broader spectrum, which involved swimming pools. And I took a tour some of the plans and swimming pools, your music festivals, in fact event management in general is going to be happening in this village. So I call this place a village. It's a village where you'll have everything regarding entertainment. It's a village of music. So when you think of you want to swim, going while also having music at the same time, let me go to the village of music. Let me go when if I want to do a festival, if I want to do a wedding, if I want to do whatever event management, whatever corporate or whatever, let me do it, go Zwammino Village. So you've got everything in one package. You've got music, you've got everything that you need. So it's all in one. So this place is it's titled Zwammino Village because it's a village of music.
No, I can't wait to see the end.
The end product.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. Your plans are amazing.
Yeah.
And great. And I see the growth there, Ishmo Records.
Yes.
And everything that is related to it. Yeah, the growth is amazing.
Yeah.
You've got a good story to tell, my brother.
A big one.
I will celebrate you.
Yeah.
Podcast Corner. Thank you so much for giving us time to hang out with you in your space.
Yes.
You're a busy man, but you chose to make time for us. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then for bookings, for whatever that people want from you, please tell them how do they get you. Yeah, but tell me just well.
I've got my direct line is 072-790-1660. I just give it a PA. Marovari Scanyan. Yeah. But I've got assistants in at the guest house. Yeah. And then more guest house no more I guess we got to. Yeah, reception I guess.
Okay.
It's allowed.
No, let me write a page.
Let me write a page. We've got let me give you the reception line. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Zwammino Village. It's 083-632-9337. That's the reception line, yeah, the guest house.
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that other one is for anything related to sound. On Facebook, Instagram, social media, are you available? Can they follow you so they can see your work?
Me personally, I've got I don't have so much social media handles. I've got Instagram, Ishmo the producer, and then I've got Facebook, Ishmo Ramalepe, and then TikTok, Ishmo Ramalepe. That's my personal handles. Yes. And then the village, the Facebook, Ishmo Records has got a Facebook page, Ishmo Records and Production. That's where you'll see everything about my music events. I usually post my site office. Yes, my site office. Every show that I'm doing, I post my site office. Yes. So you'll see them go Ishmo Records and Production Facebook page. And then Zwammino Village Lodge has got a TikTok account. It's Zwammino Village. And then also have a Facebook account, Zwammino Village Lodge is the lodge's Facebook account, and also Instagram, Zwammino Village Lodge. Yes.
No, Mhlomphege Ramalepe, thank you so much for making time to hang out with us. I really appreciate it. You've got a lot of things to tell us.
Yes.
We don't have time.
Sure.
They say time is money, but thank you so much for your time. Good people, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to ask any question that I didn't ask,
Yes.
please, you're welcome to comment. Ask him on the comment section. Mhlomphege Ramalepe will answer.
Yes.
I'm sure there are things you want to know about him that I couldn't ask. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Until we meet again on our next episode. Cheers.
Thank you.